Hello everyone and welcome to Roseward and welcome to today's video. So this is day 4 for us here on Roseward. Max went into the ED on Friday with gastro and he wasn't holding down any fluids and we were worried about dehydration. He was on Hydrolyte for about 20 hours and then we've been slowly working him back up onto his feeds. It was 30 mils an hour, 60 every 2 hours, and now up to 90 every 3 hours. And then hopefully we're going to get him to 120 every 4 hours back to his normal feeding regime. Max at the moment, he's actually quite happy. He's just about to have a feed, aren't you? Time for a Roseward room tour. Let's start at the start. Alright, so our doors are here. Next to the doors, we've got the sink, hand washing stuff, very important. Over here, chair for some storage and some extra pillows. We've got Max's monitor, that's connected to his foot. Bit of a space here, Max's cot. We have a TV here, and funny enough, a TV there. I reckon this room was built for 2 cots because you can see where the curtain goes, it breaks off into 2. So here is a bed. We've got some more buttons and stuff here, and then we've got another table that can adjust heights, a little spot here for a bag, and then through here is the toilet. So in the bathroom here we've got an extra deep basin. And people actually use that to wash their babies. Now when we were here 3-4 weeks ago, we're actually in that room over there. And so I know that we actually share this toilet with this room here. I actually don't have a bad view. You can't really see at the moment because it's dark. And that concludes our room tour. So one of the awkward things for us staying here in this room is that we're actually sharing a bathroom with another room. All the other ward rooms that we've been on, we've had our own bathroom, and you kind of feel a bit awkward. But lucky enough, last night there was no one staying next door, so it felt more normal, which was really handy. And also another top tip, if you're ever staying on a ward for a long period of time, bring your own toilet paper. The stuff that I have here is not bad, but after a while it kind of feels like sandpaper. So that's just a top tip for us being on the ward for a long time. Just had to change the line here. We change this every day. It's fairly simple. You just unclip it, clip it in, and you're good to go. And now, Ellen's here. Hey? Just getting her cuddles in. Yeah. Oh, boy. Is he spitting up there? And of course, we have little Leo. Hello. Yeah. And Helen's brought us coffees. So the doctor just came round and did their rounds, and he was talking to us about he's happy for us to go home later on this afternoon if Max can tolerate the next 2 feeds at 120 mils, which is fantastic news. Something that we also spoke to him about was Max's long-term recovery with the nasogastric tube, and also like everything going on with his chest. We had a pretty in-depth conversation about this, and he was saying that if nothing's going to get better with what he's got now, there's 2 other interventions that we can have a look at which is the next nasogastric tube that goes down lower past his stomach and into his upper bowel. That one's a little more complicated because it needs to be inserted under x-ray guidance, and how you manage that is more complicated in the sense that he needs to be on a continuous feed for 10 hours a day for 20 hours total and have 2 2-hour breaks. Obviously that's not ideal, but if that's something that we need to look at if Max isn't getting better. The next thing that he spoke about was having the valve on the top of his stomach surgically tightened, so he's unable to reflux anything. He said that the surgeons at his age don't like to do it because the success rate at his age is not good. So that's last case scenario. But he was also saying that on our next general pediatrics appointment, which is later on this month, for us to bring him in and then have a look at him at his baseline health. Something that he did suggest was that we take him out of childcare until then, so less likely for him to catch any more diseases. He was saying that, you know, I don't know what your financial situation is, but if you can do it, that would be preferred, and then we can get a better idea of how he is when he's healthy, or his version of healthy. So that's something that Ellen and I have to talk about, because obviously, you know, we can't just make that decision on a whim. What's that?
Yay! Max is out. We're going home. Finally, that felt like a long few days. I think because we're very comfortable there, so we just need to just kind of settle in and just wait. So it's so good to be going home. We didn't actually make it to the ENT appointment. Long story. The ward nurse said that Max had tested positive for the adenovirus, which has caused his gastro symptoms, and it may have even caused some of the chest symptoms as well. And she said because he's contagious that they weren't happy to see us in ENT. This all happened while I wasn't there, so when I came back I called ENT clinic myself and spoke to the nurse. does have gastro, that we're on the ward, but he's actually going home today, and the doctors in general medicine had said it was okay to attend the appointment. And the nurse went and checked some stuff, and then she came back and she said they were still happy to see him. So then we called the nurse and we told the ward nurse, and she said no, like she was like, no, that's not what I've been told, and this, and we just said, well, we've been told it is okay. And she said she had to go check some stuff. She went off again, and then
basically they didn't want to let us leave the ward with Max when they deemed that, you know, he was contagious.
Yeah, which, you know, you can understand, but at the same time, Max isn't showing any symptoms of gastro anymore. And if it were Charles or I and we had gastro, you know, you'd have one day of being sick, one day kind of recovering, and then you'd be back at work the next day. So he's on that back at work the next day, and he would be fine. He's also would be sitting in a pram, so he'd be fine.
Because they were happy to, if Max didn't throw up yesterday, we would have went home yesterday. So, and then we would have attended that outpatient's appointment like nothing, you know, like nothing would have happened. But the ward nurse was trying to get the ENT doctor to come onto the ward to see us, but then obviously trying to get doctors to do something that they don't want to do is near impossible. So in the end, they spoke to general medicine, to the doctor that told us that it was okay for us to go, and then that doctor and the resident that was with him,
It's registrar.
that doctor and the register that was with him, they didn't realise that he tested positive for adenovirus, so they were like, oh no, they can't go.
But I guess that made them actually try and fix it for us a bit, because a lot of things are waiting on this ENT appointment, so we need this appointment, and it's impossible. And it, like, the doctors and the nurses all kept joking, you know, when they said, yeah, you can go to the appointment, about how hard it is to get into an ENT appointment. Children have so many ENT issues, so it's a really busy clinic. And so the general medicine doctor actually went down and spoke directly to the to the ENT doctor, and briefly discussed Max's case. And then she was able to sort out an appointment for us for the 4th of March, which is a month away, so it's not bad. And originally when she asked the admin staff about an appointment, they said July. So she did really well in getting us the 4th of March. So I think we're fairly happy with the outcome. We get to go home and, you know, manage Max from home, and he's doing well. In all of our hospital experiences, I think today was the first time we had to be firm and really push our point. Every other time I think we are really good to deal with. We're really kind and patient.
I think this is the first time that we've disagreed with the decisions that were made, and I don't think that they took our point of view into consideration. And you know, I think what happened today was a good compromise, because the situation, because we fully understand that, you know, Max has gastro, and their point of view saying, oh, you can't go into an outpatient's clinic when he's showing symptoms because you could potentially make people sick. We understand that.
But he's not showing symptoms.
Our point of view is that, you know, like, it's going to delay his recovery, it's going to delay his care if we had to reschedule. And that's the last thing that we want, because we waited almost 2 months just for this appointment, and 2 other departments hinge on that appointment, and that's what we're trying to get across. Like, we want to make sure that they had all the information that they needed to take it more seriously.
Even at this point, we were told that Max can't start solids until after he sees this the ENT. So even now we don't know what that means in the grand scheme of things, if that's going to delay him feeding.
If he's going to be on the tube till he's 1, like...
There's so much at play, and that, you know, right now they're treating what he's presenting right now, but that's so minimal in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
On Friday we cancelled cardiology appointment, and I rang and rescheduled today, and we couldn't get in till the end of March, and we're not bothered because he's fine cardiac wise, like that's fine, we can wait. But the ENT thing is what's
prevalent at the moment.
Yeah, so for us it was like, okay, we understand waiting, but that's why we can't, we have to go.
Yeah.
But I think
what we're trying to say is that, you know, if you're ever unsure about the care that you're getting, always ask the question, always go back and push, and always go get a second opinion. Because if we just sort of sat there and thought, oh, well, that's the best that they could do, then we would have rescheduled and we would have been waiting till July. And that's just not good enough.
No.
Anything else?
No, we're going home, so that's the end.
Woo!
So if you're interested in seeing what we've got going on, look out for our upcoming videos. Better yet, subscribe. I give up. I'll get it one day.
Better yet, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we'll see you in the next one.